Crab time, crab time, crab time. Crab time, crab time, crab time. Chicken here, bring you another Mega Crab video. In today's video, guys, we're going to be going over stages 38 to 41. So I know I've been struggling a lot, but we're kind of like almost hitting a bit of a hashtag chicken groove here, guys. So we'll get right into it. Here's stage 38. Like, it's gone from like anything works up to stage 20 to like two-part Scorcher tank attacks. And then now it's like everything is kind of heavy Hookas. So you see what I got here. The first part of this base is all flamethrowers, boom cannons, and a few doom cannons there at the back before we get into some shock launchers and other really fun stuff kind of midway through. So you see what I do here is I just clear the entire like first half of this base, and my plan was if I had enough GBE, I was going to go for it by the time I got halfway through the base and just kind of flare to behind the core. So this is what I'm going to try here right now, and I had a good whack of GBE. I think I had like 70 or 80 GBE, and I hadn't really used the flares or the smokes up to this point, so they were all still pretty cheap. So you see what happens when I get here, guys. I wouldn't recommend going for the solo on this one. It's kind of tricky because those flamethrowers are right there, and if you don't have the GBE for it, it's going to be really rough. So you see I was able to get them here. I didn't have any heavies left in front of me. Maybe if you can do the same thing and have like 5 or 6 heavies left, then you'll be okay. But keep in mind, there's a boom cannon behind the shield, and I don't remember what the shield was exactly. It wasn't that bad. It was like 2 million and a bit, something like that. That seems to be kind of the baseline for the shield generator. So I think I would have been better off there to stop and take out the shield gens before we actually went ahead and tried to go for the core, because wait a second, what's going on here? We're on stage 39. Do we miss something? Okay, yeah, because we showed this one. We showed this in the last one. Sorry about that. We're a little chicken crazy here. Okay, so 38. So I guess we did 38 in 2 attacks. Okay, so how did we finish this one out, chicken? Okay, so this one I just went up and back, and I was able to, I believe I was able to finish this one out. So it was basically the same strategy. I mean, flare the Hookas down, get them going first, bring in the heavies behind them so you can kind of keep them together. And then once the heavies and the Hookas are on the same pace, then make sure you do shorter flare drops. And then when you get on the core, 1 smoke in front, 2 smokes spread out nice and wide. There was nothing really in the way here, so I was able to take this down fairly easily. You see, it still takes me a good amount of time to rip through that shield. So I mean, if you don't have any heavies left and there's other stuff shooting at you, which we'll see in a second here, guys, that you can't get roasted on those types of attacks. So stage 39, I went ahead with the skanks and just opened it wide up here, guys. I only saw a handful of boom cannons down here at the front, so I wasn't too worried about it. And I mean, the way the crab has been going for the chicken, I'm kind of okay with using 2 attacks per base. They just seem really difficult to solo for the most part, other than like the odd handful, like 35 and 36 maybe, weren't that difficult. So there's definitely times when you can't solo, so that really helps to have diamonds, so you're not so you're making the most of your boost time, right? To be able to switch troops to use Hooka instead of having whatever you have loaded. So I actually got like all the way to the back here, so I was pretty pleased with this. I got those 2 boom cannons down, so I think we went ahead with Scorchers and tanks next, and I believe we finished this one out. That was a pretty straightforward stage. I mean, clear and then clear. Maybe there's a way to do it with Hooka. You could probably grease them in somewhere, but I wasn't gonna risk it, guys. I wasn't gonna risk it. It's not worth failing and then having to do 3 attacks on one stage like that. That really sets you back like a total of 5 hours, right? So that's like half the day gone, almost for your crab attacks. Okay, so we got through stage 39. Now stage 40, we were rolling really good up to this point, and then we pulled a bit of a chicken, guys. So I'll show it in 4 speed right here what we did. There's no point in really slowly going over these Scorcher tank attacks. So the first attack I thought was pretty decent, 4-4, and I'm finding 4-4 is like really powerful for if you're gonna do a clearing attack and there's not a ton of boom cannons, then go ahead and use 4-4 versus 3-5. 3-5 is more so for kind of heavy rocket launcher bases that don't have a lot of cannons, and you just need the more tank damage to get through. These ones I can kind of just brute force my way through with the Scorchers, fully boosted guys. And you see here, I actually got really far again. I'm very surprised at how well these clearing attacks are going. I'm always expecting to get less less far than I actually do end up getting, which is kind of nice, I guess. So you see right here, we took down the shield gen. I don't think I took down this next one, but we took a bit of damage off it. So here guys, is the first chicken fail of the day. Unfortunately, there was only 500k left on the core, including the shield at this point. So I took out this rocket launcher first, and my plan was to get heavies and Zookas, basically wherever that rocket launcher was, and then have one shock for all 6 of these buildings, and then just a couple shocks for the shock blaster Doom Cannon and the shock blaster mortar combination. So I still am baffled by this attack. This still just, like, I have no idea what, like obviously the flares were pretty sloppy there, but I hadn't lost. I still had, like, I'd only lost like maybe 5 or 6 Zookas there, and you see there's my smoke pattern right there. I throw the one at the first. The heavies are exposed for a second, but it's okay, and then we throw the 2 at the back for the Zookas. Now the problem was here, I probably should have, I was just going to say I probably should have flared back, but I guess I did. So I flared back, and then I flared onto the core, and I must have not flared onto the core. No, I did, okay. Yeah, so this attack, I have no idea what went wrong here. We're going to play it in slow motion just so we can see exactly. I was late on the shocks for sure. But you see, I still have most of my Zookas. Like, I didn't really lose a ton of them there. Like, I was slow on the shocks, but we still had a pretty fair amount. And you see right here, I popped the critter box, and my plan was to get the speed serum going, which I actually did get here. So I only have the one shock blaster that's picking us off there, and I guess it's doing a lot more work than I had thought, because you see the speed serum kicks in there, so we start doing some pretty good damage. And then I believe the shock launcher is what ends the raid for me right here. We'll get it going a little faster. Yeah, there's just, I don't know, too much stuff, not enough damage. So if you're going to do that, maybe all Zooka is a better choice. I'm not sure, guys. I don't know how to do that one. So this one was just a copy and paste to the last one. There was only 90k health, so I knew that if I did the exact same thing, I would be able to get it down. I think what I actually did, yeah, what I actually did this time was I just threw some barrage on the core. I might have been able to just take it down with gunboat energy, but I didn't want to risk it, so I threw the Hookas in, and I just let them clear a few buildings while I was just kind of pecking away at the core with the barrage and artillery, and we were able to take that down fairly easily. And then we dove into, what do we got next? We got stage 41, so this was just now. Again, I'm not doing any live attacks anymore after that Wi-Fi glitch in 2 episodes ago. So I was pretty happy with this one. Again, I'm kind of just like succumbing to the fact that most of these solos are going to be extremely difficult, if not impossible, if you're not like a Hooka master. I'd be really interested to see like Zmot and some of these guys that are actually pretty good with heavies and Zookas. And unfortunately, they're not really pushing on crabs, so that kind of sucks. And again, I want to say that I am doing this all on my own thoughts and stuff here. I'm not watching anyone else on YouTube do any attacks, so I'm sure some solos might come out. If they do, maybe I'll link them down in the description, and just so you guys can be informed of the best way to attack it, because that is what I'm trying to do here, guys. I'm trying to give you the best gameplay possible, but it's just hard sometimes. It's just hard sometimes. So you see up here, I actually cleared like a massive amount of the space, so I was pretty happy with this. The boom cannons start picking us off here at the end, but it should be a super easy. I might just bring in skanks again, because I can just clear everything, and there's gonna be no risk of screwing it up, getting another chicken fail going here. So we'll check the high score real quick. We're back up to number 4. I just posted on my Twitter. I was at number 2 for a second. And I guess these guys just passed me, so we gotta wait another hour and a half before we get some attacks. I'm probably gonna save them up and then do a few, and hopefully maybe do around 45 tonight. I think that would be a good goal to get to 45 tonight. And as far as my crab goals, guys, I'm thinking, I'm not sure how far I'm gonna get, but I think the goal would be like, how much time do we have left? How much time do we have left? I don't know. 2 days, 17 hours. So I'm thinking getting past, getting near 60 would be like really amazing. So power powder update, it's going fast, guys. This is why I got to slow down a little bit, and I'm gonna drop further on the leaderboard, but then I'll come back up when I get more attacks. It doesn't really matter. It's just a good way to manage my boost. So that's going to wrap it up for stages, whatever the stages were, 38 to 41 or something like that. Let me know down in the comments how you're doing on the Mega Crab, guys. Do you have any tips, as always, for the chicken? Leave those down below. Anything I can improve on or whatever. And that's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Chicken out.